So welcome back guys to We Talk Boxing, and today I'm going to be talking about Anthony Joshua and where I believe he should go next in terms of his boxing career. So we all know now that Anthony Joshua hasn't done any sort of media or any sort of interviews or anything or statements since he was knocked out against Daniel Dubois in September. Um, but his promoter Eddie Hearn has done a few interviews and said a few times that Anthony Joshua is recovering from injuries, niggles that he sustained before the fight, that he sustained during the fight, etc. And hopefully that he should potentially make a return in 2025. Now, Hearn recently done a interview saying that AJ should have maybe two fights in 2025, and that hopefully one of those fights potentially could be the Tyson Fury fight. Now, from my point of view, I would love. I'm an AJ fan, so I'd love AJ to return to the ring maybe one or two more times before he does call it a day. I do believe next year is probably the last year we do see of AJ. I can't see him going on beyond 2025, and that's potentially because of the hard impact of fights that he's had and the losses that he's had on his record to date and the fights that are potentially out there for him. Now, from where I'm sitting, there's a few fights left for AJ. And those fights that I'd say is potentially the Dylan White rematch. Okay, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first fight we see AJ back in 2025. And reason being is because Dylan White's just fought. I think it was a 5 or 6 round, maybe a 7 round victory that he beat some random guy. But that was just his first fight back, kind of like dusting off the cobwebs, etc. So he will be ready for, let's say, April, May to potentially get into the ring. And AJ, we now know, obviously hasn't done anything since that knockout loss to Daniel Dubois. So he's had what, from September to February, at least what, 6 months, and then if he doesn't fight until, like, let's say May, then that's a good what, 8, 9 months, give or take. I'm not really good with the maths off the top of my head, but yeah, he would have had a good enough time to recover from all those niggles that he's had and the beating that he took in the ring. But a good fight back for him would be a Dylan White fight, because again, if he could go in there against Dylan White, put on a good performance, and maybe even get the knockout, but if he can't get the knockout, definitely get the win, then that would give him confidence for a bigger fight in 2025 against Tyson Fury potentially. But yeah, in my eyes, he's only got a couple of fights left. One is, as I mentioned, the Dylan White fight. Two is the rematch with Daniel Dubois, which I can't see him wanting to go back there after the beating that he sustained. And obviously Daniel Dubois on, you know what I mean, he's on tremendous form right now, tremendous confidence. So his stock's high. The only way I could see AJ wanting to go back there is, let's say, if Danny Dubois loses to Josie Parker, let's say he gets knocked out or something like that, that may dent his confidence, and AJ might be like, you know what, now's the right time to go back in there for the rematch with Daniel Dubois, even though it's not for the title, it's just about getting revenge. So yeah, so the potential Daniel Dubois rematch, but also the big fight that we wanted to watch and see for many years, and that's the fight between AJ and Tyson Fury. Now, there is a report which came out. I think it was Michael Benson. I don't know how much this is true or whether or not it's fake news, but apparently, according to one of his posts on Twitter, that Turkey Al Sheikh's obviously agreed the fight between him and Tyson Fury. The fight's been signed. So if that is true, then yeah, it's brilliant news for boxing fans. But how many times have we been here between the pair? Somewhere, somehow, the fight doesn't go ahead. There's a pullout, or contracts don't get done, or something is always missing. But if it is true and the fight is signed for, let's say, May, then it's probably the best time that both guys could fight each other. Both guys have sustained two losses back to back against Alexander Usyk. Um, AJ's coming off a TKO loss against Daniel Dubois. And obviously Tyson's lost his back-to-back 2 losses on his record now against Alexander Usyk. So both guys are in a similar position in my mind now. This would be a good time for these guys to fight because they're at the same place in their career. However, they may not make the same amount of money, but they are the two biggest names in the heavyweight division, and because they're the two biggest names in heavyweight division, this fight will sell out. If it's at Wembley, it's sold out instantaneously. If it's not at Wembley and it's in Saudi Arabia, it's sold out anyway. But yeah, that's my thoughts on AJ. I feel as if he's got 2 fights left. 2025 will be his final year as a professional boxer. But yeah, I'm an AJ fan, so if AJ's fighting, I will watch. It's just a shame to see what happened in his last fight. Yeah, devastating really. I still haven't watched that back. Yeah, still probably mentally scarred about that. But yeah, I'm an AJ fan, so it's one of them. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Where do you want to see AJ go next? Do you reckon he should retire? Do you feel that, you know what I mean, like, are you in agreement with me? Do you feel like the Dylan White fights still there for him, or potentially even a Daniel Dubois rematch, or maybe even a Tyson Fury fight? Let me know your thoughts, and as always, please subscribe and comment. Bless.